Welcome to Design Fitness Self-Care 102. So we're going to add a little bit more information than what we had in 101. If you haven't seen that, please go back and check out that video so you get the right context for the rest of what we're going to be talking about. Now, we said that self-care was the highest expression of health. What did we mean by that? Where are we going with that point? The idea is that the lack of self-care in lifestyle creates the health issue. Then to be able to address or fix this health issue appropriately, then we must learn the self-care, let's call it, factor to be able to kind of break that cycle. Now, looking more into things, how does our body try to tell us or warn us about this issue of not identifying self-care appropriately? So throughout the process, you might feel some discomfort, you might feel some pain, you might feel fatigued, tired, agitated, annoyed, you might feel like you're having a lack of sleep, you might feel irritable. All these ways are your body trying to tell you that, hey, self-care might be something you'd be interested in. Generally, we don't learn the self-care lesson at this point. We wait and we push it further until we end up in a point of injury. Now, after the injury, generally, we would say that the average person would learn their lesson, right? After you touch something hot, you don't really want to touch it again because you know that it wasn't the greatest experience. However, this is generally when we give the part of caring about ourselves to a different person. We give it to the personal trainer, the nutritionist, the physiotherapist, the chiropractor, and they take care of the self portion of it. We don't really take responsibility for what's happening. And in no time flat, especially if they're really good at what they do, we're back to living the life that caused the issue in the first place. So you can see where this becomes a continuous cycle. And until we learn the balance of self-care in that cycle, we'll be back to the lifestyle that caused the issue. We have the discomfort and pain. We probably have another injury, or the injury becomes so bad that it starts taking away things that we like to do with our life. And at that point, we kind of start to think, maybe there's something I should do. Not quite. This is generally when we decide that there's nothing to do about it, and we continue to let it build by trying to ignore it like it's not such a big deal. You know, my knee's been bothering me. I don't really bend my knee much, but that's fine. I'll twist and lean backwards to be able to sit down. And, I'll let my friend drive instead of me driving now. And we slowly give up control of taking advantage or taking responsibility for the challenge, therefore pushing ourselves to overcome the barrier. And this is the tricky part. So generally, we will end up in a state where we either learn enough wisdom to be like, hey, we're going to do something about this, or it takes so much away from us that we're pressured to have to learn something. And that's pretty much how life teaches us self-care. However, we can stop before this point, and if you are at this point or going to that point, generally that's where people come and see me. They've been to different healthcare practitioners. And, they didn't quite get the results because they haven't learned the lesson of self-care, and that is what I'm here to teach. And now we address the lifestyle that caused the issue in the first place. And in doing so, better round out the end outcome so that it's more pleasant. You get back to the things that you like doing, and you start to enjoy life as it should be in the way of balance of self-care. So this is just another perception of what I think the highlights are of how we kind of fall into the trap of not learning the lesson the easy way and having to go all the way through the challenge and as a negative experience to be able to experience the joy of fully addressing these issues. And there is very much a kind of reinvigoration of the person that happens when they decide that they can do something about it, and we work towards that end initiative. So hopefully that was a little bit insightful, and we got to the point there where you guys understand how best not to fall into the trap of neglecting self-care. As always, leave your comments below, and if you want specific information on how to take care of your health or self-care, then email us at designfitness.ca, and we'd be happy to help you. All right.